I don't know what PTSD from war is like. I have no idea how bad people that go through war and come out on the other side changed. I don't know what they go through, but I just feel like whatever it is that I've gone through and I'm going through, and these triggers that I can't control, I just feel like it's somewhat similar. It was psychological warfare. Like, legitimately, it's not just me saying that. This is psychological warfare that was deployed upon the American people. And that's why we're so messed up. The J6 community, not just the prisoners, is scarred. I just had I there's so many stories. You don't have to listen to me, but I express what I go through because motherfuck, it's terrible. It has been terrible. And it makes me really angry. And I don't want to be that way around my sons. They're a year and a half and 6 months, or a year and 8 months and 6 months. But I don't want to be angry. I don't want to be upset. But January 6th, it has to be talked about, and that's where I find this internal battle of like, I've got to talk about it, but when I talk about it, I can't help but get lifted. Boy, it fires me up because these people, the people, doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. We're at that point in history in which folks have decided their side. It's really unfortunate, man. I I fight this battle every day of like, can I talk? And am I able to talk? Am I going to get another relationship torn apart from me? Am I allowed to say anything about January 6th? And it was like that for a long time. It started out very calm, but over time I'm just so much more angry about everything. The division in our country and the intentional targeting with psychological operations on the American people. All you have to do is listen to what Trump says.
Don't forget this persecution is being done by the same weaponized agencies that for 7 years have been running illegal psychological warfare campaigns against the American people, much as if they were trying to destabilize a foreign country.
That's it. It's that simple. He has talked about these illegal psychological operations run on us by our intelligence agencies. He has said it out loud. It is clear, beyond clear, that our government and these agencies, it's clear that they don't serve us and that control over them means control over us. I'm not looking at notes, I just looking around. I'm staring at a map of DC because I am feeling called to go back and document. Like, I need to lift my spirit out of what's happened. So I'm staring at this map of DC, imagining myself being able to go and document, like, as a professional trip. I really want to document the historical time. because the optimism comes in after that. See, after January 6th, within days, I nailed the whole operation. I just saw it. I was like, oh man, Trump had a special forces operation in defense of their attack. So, like, he infiltrated their organizations the same way that that they had infiltrated MAGA, and it was very clear to me what was going on. I just thought that it was going to unfold a lot sooner, because it was like, how is this happening? How can this be happening? They clearly stole the election, and yeah, we're being made terrorists. They were arresting us and hunting us down and making examples out of us left and right. I mean, it was an all out media coordinated blitz. Social media, big tech companies, and then come to find out that the FBI and our government was contacting these social media companies. Might be far leftist within each organization, but it's still within the organization. They are using the power of the agency of the tech platform, colluding together. The government uses the power of the private tech. That's what was happening. And that's what communism is. And it's leftists throughout the entire government. This radicalized ideology has people doing crazy things. It's not like yes, there is a massive coordination, but it is very important to think about the people, the ones plugging the USB drives in. The ones intentionally wiping the machine, installing the update. There's so many people that are involved in the stolen election. Like, in my years, what I've come to find out is that it's a blue shift machine. They've been stealing our elections forever, man. Like, our entire lives. And the elections are the core of the control. That's where we have power. We have power if we have free and fair elections. And to find out and figure out that none of this is organic, boy, and not only is it not organic, but as you're figuring this out, those people are coming after you. Those people are colluding with big tech to censor, report. Facebook had an extremist button within a couple of months after J6. Had like report an extremist. How do you think that went? Where are the results of that? Like, this is a serious deal, man. This is no joke, and Trump is not any joke in this. Like, he is doing exactly what he needs to do. And he has done exactly what he's needed to get done. It is incredible to witness, like incredible to witness. It is a convergence like I've never experienced in my life. Everything that we have been talking about for years. Trump has kept, he knows how to control the conversation, and at a military grade, genius level. Listen, this tech is ahead. Like they've had this forever. We are way behind as a public. They have had this technology for a long time. A long time. And think about how powerful that is. You're talking about a gatekeeping like society, okay? The whole society is gate kept, and at the very top the tech was gate kept, and slowly released to the public. And like we're experiencing this massive like tech unveiling at a rapid pace because I think Donald Trump is pressuring it. He is moving so fast. Him, Elon Musk, Dana White too. Dana White's bringing back masculinity. The sport is doing incredible. It's an incredible visual tool for the military and the U.S. government. Blood sport. It's very important. So I don't discount what Dana White's done. But what Elon Musk is doing and showing us like how all this is possible so fast, so quickly. Who knew that you could become a trillionaire while making all your employees the foundational employees that have sacrificed for your company? Like we've all dreamed of that, right? Everybody who's ever worked has dreamed of like this dream company in which they take care of the employees at a tremendously justified level. And then the employees actually feel like everybody's dreamt about that. And Elon Musk just proved to the world that this corporate structure is fraud. He ripped up the corporate structure, the current playbook that all the other big corporations run. He showed us something that's just like impossible. It seemed impossible, but we're watching it happen in real time. And then you got Donald Trump fighting the lawfare. He became exactly who he needed to become throughout this entire thing. He has exposed them at a military grade level. And it's beyond clear that as soon as he got into office again, the algorithms opened up, the bans began to be lifted. Our speech, we weren't being censored anymore by the people that were calling us terrorists, by the people that were using the word terrorists and traitor to justify putting us in prison. This is where I pray. Yeah, gotta pray. It is now the next day. I really do feel like I went to war or something. Mentally, I have just been so ripped apart. They have clearly targeted like me and us, like the people like me, the people that just want to know what was going on. And then we're trying to speak out against the election and J6. And J6 is the linchpin. Like, they attacked Americans, dude. They attacked us. That's what happened. Do you understand that? They stole the election. They prepped it in the media by calling it the blue shift. Be prepared for a red mirage on election night and a blue shift the next day and weeks after. But this pattern has been going on for decades. And bringing attention to what January 6th really, really was, which was an orchestration. You don't have the kind of connections between NGOs and billionaires and activist organizations that get paid by the NGOs and the billionaires that have certain last names, or, they're just on the left, super far left, funding the lawsuits, Donald Trump. And you're like, man, there's way too many connections here. Way too many. Billionaires are built and then they're used as the funnel to the place that they want the money to go. So like these organizations that talk about these election reforms and convince the public that it's a good thing, and that's where they send the money, but they send it through the billionaires' philanthropy organizations. That's how it works, bro. Nonetheless, it's an attack on us, directed at overthrowing our country and subverting our elections decade after decade. They've been doing this for a long time. And what January 6th really represents was us finally standing up to the stolen elections, the stolen republic. The elections were the key because the elections were the target of them. They were keeping us so distracted. They came up with all sorts of incredible media stories, including war, mainly war at the time, but they kept us so distracted and in fear. We were just like, the people were just giving power over to those in charge because it's very difficult to like understand. It's stressful. I don't have time for it. But when you just start to really pay attention and put yourself through the discomfort of it, you realize that this is all incredibly orchestrated against us specifically. And what you're witnessing right now, and what we are witnessing right now, is incredible from Donald Trump. Donald Trump has exposed these people. And I'm looking straight at this document that comes from an NGO that put out a whole battle plan on how to fight Trump in a contested election. And at the end, one of the last resorts is to stage a protest inside the Capitol to make it physically impossible for Congress to meet. It goes through all of how to handle it in the media. It preps them for the blue shift. It justifies the whole thing. But if you take this document and you decode the double speak in it, that's not a joke. Double speak is legitimate, and that's how these people operate. That's how they deceive the public at such a level that they have. And it goes right to like calling Israel, like the deception there to deceive Christians and get Christians to like associate the nation state with, like, that is deep level deception. This is no joke. They've been doing this through our media, through the encyclopedia, homie. The Britannica Encyclopedia on the shelves in the classrooms that we attended school at, in the federal system. Donald Trump's taking these people down. I'm so mad, man. Like, they attacked us, turned our families against us on purpose, divided this nation on purpose. And like, as mad as I am when you figure it out, it's at the top, or who's at the top, it doesn't take away from the person next door, the family member, the friend that observes but doesn't say anything but secretly reports you, or wants you reported, or actually is just ignoring you when you're crying out for help, saying these people are hunting us down, and it's based on a lie. Well, what our world is about to see, and this is where I get hope, is like what our world is about to see. This is it. You know, Q, the operation, nothing can stop what is coming. It's one of the slogans, the sayings of the movement since it began. Nothing can stop what is coming. What that means is the truth. The truth is coming and nothing can stop it. Nothing. You can't run from it. You can't. That's it. The most important thing is making sure that this country doesn't get controlled by those people ever again. Terrible, terrible human beings. Tyrants. Absolute tyrants, man. So, but the convergence of all of these stories and conversations right now about J6, the election, Israel, migration, everybody sees through the immigration thing now. You know, we're all aware of what's going on with JFK. I guess there is a kind of important part that I didn't realize about JFK, is that election was also a blue shift election in a way, because there were ballot dumps in Chicago and Texas, and it was connected with criminal organizations like mafia and stuff. So like, that election was altered, and which ended up giving us LBJ, which was the guy that really served the agenda that, you know, the immigration, the welfare, Medicaid, all that stuff. LBJ was their guy. So that election was important to swing to JFK. And Nixon quietly admitted that it was stolen, but publicly conceded because he didn't want to cause a big divide between the people. But nonetheless, people are becoming aware of the bank, everything, the whole system. They have used it against Americans. They can't have control of it anymore. I don't want it around anymore, but they damn well can't have control of it anymore. And this comes from London. It comes from Israel. It comes from DC, New York. It comes from all those places. But Britain, this is what I see happen, and I don't know, I could be off with this, but I think there's going to be a regime change in Britain and Israel. And then maybe other places at the same time, but our country is taking a turn for, like, Trump hasn't stopped, and he's not planning on stopping anytime soon. And he is moving at such a fast pace. The military is clearly so in sync right now. It's incredible to witness, like incredible to see it all coming together, and the information war. And then I can see the agents out there. I can see who it is. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's just incredible. And it's not an accident that Elon Musk acquired Twitter, a huge information weapon, in which he even called it an information weapon.
Silicon Valley attracts the smartest engineers, the smartest sort of technologists and programmers from around the world. They created an information weapon that was then harnessed by the far left, who could not themselves create the weapon, but happened to be co-located where the technologists were.
It happened to be aligned politically with the people that possessed it.
So did the guy from Israel, Netanyahu.
But we have to fight with the weapons that apply to the battlefields in which we're engaged. And the most important ones are on social media. And the most important purchase that is going on right now is
followers.
TikTok. TikTok, number one. number one. And I hope it goes through because it can be consequential.
Or whatever his real name is. These are information weapons. These devices are military-grade information weapons, and the battle is in your hand. And the battle is the narrative. What are you going to believe? They use emotion to manipulate what you're going to believe. And it works on all these people that are so distracted. But nonetheless, I have a country to preserve for my sons. It will not be controlled by sex addicts. It will not be controlled by liars and atheists. That's not happening. Antichrist, man. Doesn't matter. It is anti-Christ. Pride, ego, they celebrate sin. They celebrate just the ultimate degeneracy. They affirm delusions in young boys. You know, young girls too, but in young boys, because I am a young boy just growing up. I'm still growing up. That young boy's still in me. I know what it's like to go through some shit. And they are twisting these young boys' minds. And it is absolutely unacceptable, man. We can't have a country that goes for the future is not for that person, okay? The future belongs to us. The future belongs to real Americans.